Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I have a bowl cut right now. God damn it. There we go. Brush that over. Welcome, everyone, to today's action. My voice is on the slow recovery to success, but that's fine. Today's the day we've got some big matches happening, and I am really looking forward to covering them with you. It is currently a blistering 25 degrees. It's set to get warmer. Hopefully, I can survive this stream. I have plenty of drinks near me to recuperate, and if not, we'll probably take a quick break at the halfway mark of today's show. But yes, let's talk today's show. 8 matches for you guys, and we're kicking it off with the current undisputed Women's World Champion Fallon Henley battling Roxanne Perez. This is such an old classic in IPW, the Prodigy battle, where Fallon took the name from Roxanne, and Roxanne's really, she still feels she puts that moniker first, and that's why we're getting this battle. After that, we head to the Gold League. It's Alexa Bliss versus Chelsea Green. That's going to be epic. We've obviously discussed how much some of these matchups in terms of stakes have yesterday at the end of the stream. If you want to understand that, be sure to check out that stream. After that, Braun Breaker faces The Rock. That's going to be an epic battle. After that, Ospreay takes on Gunther to round out our first 4 bouts of the evening. And that should be an epic turn of events. Gunther probably will be staying out in the ring as he takes on Shawn Michaels in the kickoff to the second rotation of bouts on today's show. After that, it's Samoa Joe versus CM Punk. Do or die realistically for both men in this tournament. After that, La Premiera takes on the Irresistible Force Nia Jax in our co-main event of the evening. And finally, the main event. It's Julia taking on Lyra Valkyria in a battle for survival for both of them women. But before we get to that, we go from one Teal League matchup to another. Our opening bout this evening, or this afternoon currently, it's going to be Fallon Henley taking on Roxanne Perez. I'm hyped. Hopefully, you are too. Let's do this. Live from the underground. It's time to discuss the Teal League in its entirety. But before we get to that, please welcome Roxanne Perez, the Prodigy, to the arena.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Laredo, Texas, Roxanne Perez!
Do or die tonight for Roxanne. A loss and she is out of this tournament. Meanwhile, her opponent, fully qualified, heading to the Showdown this coming Saturday. Whether or not she is first seed, we will have to find out, but a lot at stake here for both these women, really. Fallon wanting to secure top spot. Perez just trying to claw her way into the live event, the pay-per-view. Chances are now at their minimalistic for Roxanne. She now has to step up to the champ.
And her opponent, representing Fatal Influence from Chelsea, Michigan, the undisputed Women's World Champion, Fallon Henley.
As the champion brings the undisputed belt here to the underground. It's weird to see Fallon in this arena because we know the underground, a knockout specialist zone, submissions, all that jazz. As the NXT chants rain out for these two stars, let's get underway. Perez quickly mounting Fallon. And yes, essentially what we're reliant on here tonight is Roxanne needs to win 2 battles to get up to 9 points, and that isn't realistically full qualification. Because of the scoring, the chances may be she ends up in tiebreaker bouts against certain stars, but the top 3... well, let's be honest, the top 3 is very much a undetermined thing. Top 2, it's more than likely Fallon and McCool. In fact, it has to be them two, because Natalya cannot overtake Fallon due to tiebreaker stipulations. Michelle McCool, she's already on 15. Natalya cannot match that. So chances are we're going to see McCool facing off against the 3rd seed, whoever it may be, because Fallon's still hot on her tail. We know the Undisputed Women's World Champion has been very good in her performances. The only loss suffered to Lyra Valkyria, which is insane. Obviously, if you heard me yesterday say I was rooting for Lyra to make it into the top 4, whether or not she's able to do so is a different kettle of fish, but the tension's certainly on her to perform well, make it, realistically upset the masses as Fallon sent running. The dropkick misses from Roxanne. Fallon returns the favor, sends Roxanne going, drop down into the dropkick, this time connecting from the champion, and she simply just does it better. Perez forced to roll out, realizing she's in trouble as Fallon just punches her off the apron. These two women giving it their all. Roxanne fighting out in the fireman's carry. Goes out the back door. Head scissors applied. Around the world, Cosadora applied, and Fallon nips up to survive really any more offense. Both women returning to the ring as Henley caught Perez trying to strike, but the champ, stronger, fights off Perez, and you see such a drastic size differentiation between these two women. It's kind of surprising considering just how small Roxanne is. You don't really notice it until she's competing, and you just see her going against an average height, I believe Fallon's like 5'4", 5'5". I'm now going to Google that just to see what height Fallon Henley is. There we have it. Fallon putting Roxanne in the corner. What's 1.7 meters in feet? ...170 centimeters in feet. She is 5'5", 5'7", or 5.57 feet. I am correct. As the famouser attempt gets caught, Perez striking back, just booting away at the champion, lining her up here. Henley could be in trouble as Perez sends her running. The dropkick again failing to connect, and Fallon, the gut wrench, and she's just going to yeet Roxanne over her shoulders. Perez in trouble. The kick to the knee, we know what's coming. It's a hold down here in the underground. And the champion striking true with that one. Into the pin goes Henley, as Perez could be done for the night. Still surviving, though, is the Prodigy, as Perez tries to connect, misses. Fallon takes the back, sends Perez running. Roxanne in trouble. A drop down, a leapfrog. Come through with the drop kick. Fallon just knows how to connect with that maneuver. Perez struggled every time. This time opts for an arm drag and just brings her down. Sets her up. A handspring backdrop, whatever it's called, I don't know. Either way, Roxanne's trying to set up Henley into the crossface. It's locked in deep. The champion, will she tap? Being wrenched on here. Perez forced out the hold, and Henley connecting back with a shot, but Perez catches her. As we mentioned, Perez needs to give it her all here tonight to survive in this tournament. As she stands waiting in the ring, she's going to come charging through as a referee. His crotch important to the shot. As Roxanne connecting, but Henley's back to her feet first, watching on as Roxanne caught, planted on the outside, and a last call comes through. The house call comes through, I should say. The last call's a super kick. Either way, Perez in trouble. She needs more than just a count-out victory here to be in a chance of qualifying. The full 3 points are needed. As Roxy planted to the mat, the champion scaling to new heights. Up and down she drops the elbow. Fallon is just on that other level. She lines up Roxanne. Very familiar to their first encounter. As the hoe down connects, Perez is in trouble. Fallon into the pin for the win. Roxanne gets eliminated from the running to the showdown. And the undisputed champ steps up and puts the nail in the coffin. And the first woman in the Teal League is done and dusted. A great performance, though, from Henley. Really gave no chance, no shot for Roxanne to really get into this one. As she saddled up to beat her, we say arrivederci to the Teal League for now till the end of the evening. But we do say hola to the Gold League for the first time tonight, as the elimination bouts continue on here in round 7. Sorry, round 6. And continue to watch Henley's victory.
Here is your winner, Fallon Henley.
Great performance by her. But yes, done and dusted for tonight is the Undisputed World Champ. We'll see if she can maintain the form in her last match in the final day of action against Michelle McCool. But until then, Let's look at this Gold League matchup. Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green. Only one can walk away with 3 points. 3 needed points. And we'll get to discussing the stakes on this match in a moment's time. But let's be honest. Everything matters here for these women. Can they hang against one another is the real question. We're about to find out as we head once again into the underground for this, our second bout of the evening. As we get the wub wubs going, it's time to kick off the Gold League for tonight with a throwback to the goddess.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Columbus, Ohio, Alexa Bliss.
My favorite era of Bliss here tonight as she steps into the ring to face Chelsea Green. And let's talk odds on this match. A victory does not secure either woman. That's the first point. It does put Alexa, if she wins, tied top of this division. Green, on the other hand, she needs to win in order to make it really to the tournament. 4 women, 5 women already sit in front of her. A win takes her to 9.
And her opponents from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, Chelsea Green.
And the win for full 3 points takes her tied with 2 others. One of which obviously is Alexa Bliss. The other is Rhea Ripley. And this is where things start to go crazy, because if Green wins both matches, she is secured on 12 points. And that, while probably won't secure her qualification into the tournament, it does force tiebreakers potentially. As Bliss, if she wins her next match against Mercedes Moné, it would eliminate Mercedes from the tournament. But it would also get Bliss to 12, and Chelsea and Bliss would be tied on points. That's obviously where we're kind of looking at as we focus towards this match. Expectations are on Green to perform. Alexa can take this one a little bit more cautiously due to, obviously, the point advantage she currently sits on. However, don't expect her to sit idly by as she battles on here against Chelsea, who can teleport. So, as it stands, I believe that Green won't be eliminated if she loses today. There is... Actually, I do need to check that. Because of the fact if Bliss wins, she's up to 12. Who owns the tiebreaker in the Rhea Ripley, Chelsea Green category? That's the real question, because whoever is the winner in that matchup is the one who has the chance of advancing between them two women. And just looking at it, it would have been round 2, and it's Rhea Ripley who is favorite in that. So the tiebreaker is currently owned by Rhea. This matchup, if Chelsea wins, obviously the tiebreaker between these two is favorable to Green. Rhea has to face... who does Rhea have? She has on the final day Liv Morgan, which is... well, Liv is pretty much already qualified. She needs to win one more match to qualify, obviously. If she beats Rhea or Monet, she's qualified. Obviously, Mercedes is a big one. An 8 count here. Bliss breaks it. Obviously, needing as many points as possible. Both women do. I'm surprised Green was happy to accept that count out there. Obviously, knowing the potential of no qualification here. Rough Rider out from Green. She plants Alexa down on the mat. An emphatic kick out there by Bliss. But she's in the sights of Green right now. The former television champ. Lining her up. Setting her in position for an unprettier. Planted and sprawling into the cover. Green looking for the win. Can't get it just yet as the Goddess surviving. Staying in this match. Alexa trapped in the corner. Green is sensing, knowing she needs to win this. Throwing it all at the fences. German suplex over the shoulder, just crumpling the neck of Bliss. This is expected. This is pure exhilaration as Bliss has been busted open. That was a massive shot from Green, who just drills the skull of Bliss into the mat. A flat splash off the top rope to follow suit. And Bliss is in trouble. Green just unloading, causing havoc as Alexa returns to her feet. Roll-up attempt coming through. She's got Green hooked up, but not even gonna get the 1 count. As Green fights back, Bliss returns the favor. Sends her into the corner. Just drilling her into the corner. The boots just coming through thick and fast. Bliss choking away at Green. And this is the mean streak of the Goddess on full display. But Green has her hooked for a second. Unprettier. The crawl to the cover. Is it Dunsky for Bliss tonight? No. So nearly it. You can see anger on the face of Green, who's really struggling to put away such a difficult opponent. To the second rope goes Green, and I think we know what's coming. She's utilized it before. The middle rope Rough Rider connecting. Bliss in trouble and done and dusted. Green ties the standings with Alexa and Rhea Ripley. And this division gets even closer. My word. A lot to really cover in that one. Because it was one-sided, let's be honest. Green controlled, dominated all of that match, and it was a shocking performance out from Alexa, just unable to get going at all. Green had a number tonight. And she gets the 3 points, keeping her hopes alive in this tournament. Green now kind of hoping that neither Nia Jax or Alexa Bliss get any more points, as she really needs them to stay put if she is to qualify. One more match though for these women, is obviously tonight we'll find out if Nia can get any more points in our second rotation of battles.
Here is your winner, Chelsea Green.
Bliss falling short here in this one. Falling short is not an option for either of these two men that are coming out next. The Green League on display as we welcome Bron Breakker and The Rock to the arena. Obviously, we can discuss this a little bit. The Rock qualified already to the Underground. Breakker not eliminated just yet. Sat on 6 points. Has the potential shot to just overtake everyone in this division. He could tie first still. And with this match against the guy in first, Breakker could own the tiebreaker. That's kind of funny. Breakker owning the breaker. Anywho, let us level in and level up into this big bout. So let's talk odds. As we welcome the final boss to the arena. The static being felt. And we need to discuss it. Pretty plain and simple. Breakker, a loss doesn't eliminate him from contention in this division. However, 2 losses do. Victory tonight does give him a better footing in this division. A massive one at that.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, The Rock!
As for this man, the final boss we will be seeing at the Showdown. Potentially his first seed. A victory almost guarantees it. With 2 bouts remaining. The Demon, the closest man in this division. With him already having his match, he would guarantee first seed. What am I on about? There is, however, another man who could take it. The first seed is not secured just yet. And The Rock's second match this week. It's a difficult one as well, as this is 3 matches left for Rock. There's also 3 matches left for the cleaner, Kenny Omega. A loss for The Rock against Kenny in tomorrow's night of action could be catastrophic to the final boss. As that is a 6-point swing in the favor of the Omega. And The Rock won't be guaranteed top spot. As it stands, 3 wins for Omega would take him up to 15. The Rock winning tonight gets him to 15. But here in Lafayette, LA, the hounds are barking as
his opponent from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, Braun
Breaker looking to stay in this tournament realistically. 2 wins takes him tied to 12 points with The Rock. We obviously know Rocky has 3 bouts remaining. Can he finish the run is the real question. We will have to find out because Breaker has been a monster as of recent matches. He has cut people in half and just exposed their weaknesses as he locks in for this one. Confidence being exuded by Breaker as he sets himself up to face a difficult opponent. Straight in, he just leaps at The Rock, bringing him down, tries to go for the standing moonsault, misses, and Rock back to his feet, but Rocky's really not been doing much. They tie up here to kick us off as well. Breaker overpowering The Rock. It's not something we'd expect to see. Clean break by both men. But Braun quicker to the punch on the exit as well. The badass dog just working over The Rock, and this is what you need to do. Stall out The Rock's offense. Bring him to a screeching halt. Don't let the crowd impact this match, and you will be fine if you are Breaker. It's insane for me to think that while this match doesn't directly affect qualification, it does affect just how hard it'll be for certain stars to qualify. As I believe that if Breaker wins this, certain stars' pathway to the Showdown becomes nigh on impossible. If The Rock wins, he just extends his lead at the top of the division. There's not much at stake for him here. He's already qualified to the live event. And whether or not he gives us a top tier performance or just one that's to say, hey, you give it your all, kid, as he just yeets Breaker to the outside. Expectations are, when it comes to game time at the Showdown, The Rock is going to step up and bring it to whoever his opponent is, as he's caught in the corner. Taunting too long. Breaker punishing. And you have to feel, if you are Braun here, keeping the tempo on as the straps come down early. A surprising maneuver here by Breaker. He connects with a punch, takes the back of The Rock. Side, walk, slam. Brings down Rocky, and this is Surprising offense from Breaker, just coming out early as a spear connects. That was from out of nowhere, and he cuts The Rock in half for a 2 count. Breaker keeping the pressure on. Deadlift powerbomb. Planting Rock as he continues to charge through, but Rock catches him. Ebb and flow DDT. Drills Breaker into the mat and follows up with some vicious knees. The Rock starting to get going into this one. Dropping the elbow is The Rock as Breaker wisely crawling away. Tries to get out the ring, cannot do so instead. Connects himself onto the apron. Rock hooks him up. Rock bottom connects. Planting Breaker into the pin. Breaker out at 2. But a Rock still lining Breaker up for a shot. Into the fireman's carry. Breaker out in the back. Inverted DDT. Brings down The Rock. Breaker sends him running. Up, down, Frankensteiner. Connecting with ease here is Breaker. As he tries to drop the elbow, cannot do so. Instead, The Rock sends him running. And this is Rock's moment. Can't connect as thumb to the eye there from Breaker. Causes separation for a moment until Breaker just slams him to the mat. The badass dog really stepping up here against The Rock here in this one. He's lining him up. Drags him to the corner. The Rock is being subdued here by a game breaker who's gonna join him up top. Scoops and fall away. Oh my word! Moonsault slam? A moonsault fall away slam, whatever it is, it was pretty and effective as Breaker keeps the pressure on. He sends The Rock running once more and tries to connect with the spear. The Rock gets the knee up and now gets to cut down his prey. The Rock sizes him up. Comes through with a combo. Breaker, has he lost his chance? He escapes out the back door. Backdrop suplex. Puts down Dwayne. But Dwayne, wise to the efforts that Breaker have been going for. Returns him to the ring, a pinfall attempt, finally. A 2 count. Over Breaker. But The Rock, sensing it's time to put an end to it, picks the legs and steps through. The sharpshooter locked in. Breaker, will he tap? No. Rock releases hold, a nip up from Breaker. Grabs hold of Rock. Rock over the top, escapes through with a DDT. And the People's Champion sizing up for the most electrifying move in all of sports entertainment. Over he goes. He drops the People's Elbow. Crawls into the pin for the win. No. Breaker still alive, still kicking. The Rock firing on all cylinders. He busts open Breaker. And Braun in trouble. The Rock caught The punches through from Breakker causes a separation. Breakker sends The Rock running. A drop down. A Frankensteiner through. This is Breakker's moment to strike true. The Rock needs to be vanquished. Needs to be stopped. The gator roll here from Breakker. Turns it into a crossface. Got it locked in. Quite deep. Breakker causing The Rock to go to the corner. Realizing he's in trouble. The big knee though from Breakker cuts the relaxation time in half as he's lining up The Rock for an explosive spear. Pinfall attempt. Could this be it? 2, no. So nearly it. Breakker, you must feel angry. Fired up. Connecting. Up on the shoulders. Down with the lawn blower. The knees to the gut. The Rock in trouble. As the count comes through. A 2 count though is only all that can be mustered. But we've seen this before. Breakker charges in. Spearing The Rock to oblivion. The pinfall attempt. 1, 2. How many spears will it take to keep The Rock down? The Rock somehow back to his feet, back to applying the sharpshooter. The rope break called. But I don't think it matters as The Rock bottom comes through, planting Breakker. Rock has had enough and he ends the night with a victory. The People's Champ had enough of being speared so many times over by Breakker. He survived so many big shots there. Honestly, I thought after the third, Breakker had won it. Breakker had stopped the final boss. But no. The Rock advances to 15 points. Creates more separation between him and Kenny. Kenny, as we know, can only get to 15. The Rock has to lose 2 matches in order for Kenny to match him really in this tournament. But as we see the replays unfold, them spears kept connecting. Breakker kept getting fired up, but no, The Rock still survives here tonight. A gutsy performance by Breakker. But The Rock just had it tonight. Secured a dub.
Here is your winner, The Rock!
The final boss keeps a great record in this tournament. Alive and kicking. He's looking to settle as king of this division. Monday night, tomorrow night, we'll find out if he is in the top spot heading to the pay-per-view. Guaranteed or not. But until then, our attention pivots for the first time tonight to the Pink League. William Ospreay takes on Walter Gunther in our main event for the first half of this show. Remember, we are doing back-to-back nights of action. There's 8 bouts in total compared to the regular 4, just so we make it to the showdown in time. Because whoever booked the schedule for the showdown really did not consider that we need break week. Anywho, the attention pivoting again to the Pink League. And let's get into discussing it as we transition, hopefully, into this match. A quick temperature check, I guess we could say. It's stayed the same. Still 25 degrees, but it's feeling a hell of a lot hotter as the underground, clearly ramping up with pressure, is filled with the ring general.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing Imperium from Vienna, Austria, weighing in at 250 pounds, Gunther!
This is an elimination battle for Gunther. A loss and no more chances at getting to the showdown. Simply put, his match with Kurt Angle would mean absolutely nothing, as he's going back to back actually in terms of matches. Actually, this isn't the elimination battle for Gunther. With 3 bouts remaining, he can still get up to 15 from 6. Which is actually surprising that I didn't consider that. Regardless, he's going up against a man who wants to get to 12.
And his opponent from England, weighing in at 220 pounds, Will Ospreay.
Ospreay, as we know, is such a great performer when he's given the chance to shine. This is potentially his last match in this tournament, in the build-up to the showdown. It is. So if Ospreay wins, his final point total is 12. Gunther then could tie him, and tiebreaker would still be owned by Ospreay. Oh my. So that's something to consider. As this matchup, the pressure is on. The potential to see an elimination is here. Let's be honest, I think that this is an elimination battle, regardless. Ospreay, a loss, final total 9 points. If we just check something here. Who is Gunther facing? Shawn Michaels. Okay, so that doesn't really matter. Monday, Jacob Angle really doesn't matter too much in terms of qualification for Ospreay at the moment. Tuesday has Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle. Yeah. It isn't really... Jon Moxley versus Jacob Fatu is the Wednesday battle. That will be where we'll find out if Ospreay's in the pay-per-view or not. Simply put, if Moxley wins, Ospreay is out of the running if Ospreay loses this match today. Actually, Ospreay, if he wins, he eliminates a couple of people from the runnings. It's a very pivotal match here for the standings. As really, we talk about the entire Pink League. 3 stars on 12 points. Jon Moxley sitting on 8. 9 points to Ospreay. A win for Ospreay would actually eliminate Jon Moxley from the running for top 4. Gunther still would be in with a shot with 2 matches remaining. No, he wouldn't. Gunther would be eliminated. No ifs, no buts about it. Because Ospreay would own the tiebreaker on 12 points, yeah. Gunther would be very much technically eliminated. It depends on the other tiebreaker matchups, the stipulation there. If Gunther has it over Michaels or Randy or Roman, that is. So we'd have to see, but obviously I'm thinking we would eliminate Gunther. If he loses today, we're certainly eliminating Jon Moxley, who yeed his last tar in this tournament. He hasn't got a matchup this round remaining after losing to Randy Orton. His big match is Ospreay off the top of a cutter. His last match is against Jacob Fatu, who we are kind of thinking if he's on 3 points, a win for Ospreay, and Jacob has 2 bouts. Basically, Ospreay wins, he eliminates 2 people. Simple as that. Gunther really needs to put an end to Ospreay. But Ospreay, we know, plucky, will continue to apply the pressure. There's the hidden blade from out of nowhere. Connecting, shutting down the ring general for a moment. Gunther in trouble, as Ospreay has been stepping up into this match, realizing what's at stake. We're closing in on our final few stars in this tournament. And let's be honest, it will be a battle for 4th that is happening in this Pink League. And everyone is going to end up in a similar boat. We know that Randy versus Roman is our last match in this tournament for this division. Michaels has the potential to just skyrocket with a couple of bouts remaining. Ospreay in trouble in the corner. European uppercut. Connecting from the ring general. A boot to the gut from Ospreay. Gets him back to his feet. Through. Tries to connect with a dropkick. Cannot do so. A big boot from Gunther. Drops Ospreay. A nip up from the aerial assassin. Keeps him in this match. And tosses Gunther into the corner. Pops him up. Sets him there. Cheeky Nando's kick. And Ospreay opts for the cover here. Has Gunther down. A 2 count for his effort. Standing moonsault. Cannot connect. Gunther avoid. Now sends Ospreay running. Tries to connect with a back elbow. Ospreay hangs on. Connects with the basement dropkick to the knee. Trying to blow out the base of Gunther. As Ospreay lighting the ring general up. Calling his shot. And Gunther in the point blank area. Caught with the blow to the back of the head. And Ospreay he eliminates Jon Moxley and Gunther. Sorry, Jon Moxley and Jacob Fatu from the Showdown. He made quick work of his opponent. And now's the time to discuss the fact we have 4 men sat on 12 points. And the potential for some miracle to happen. As we say goodbye to Jacob Fatu and Jon Moxley, the final 5 stars remain in this bracket. But we have the potential to say goodbye to one more in a moment's time. I'm going to be taking a quick break to just refuel on some water.
Here is your winner, Will Oxley.
But stick around, as we have 4 more matches tonight. Elimination on the line for a man we've just seen lose. It's Gunther versus Shawn Michaels in a moment. You don't want to miss that. As we once again take a quick break to refuel. As, holy fuck, it's getting warmer. Hi, it's me again. Welcome back to the second half of this show. 4 matches remain. And well, there's some pretty big ones in this second half. As, well, stars will get into a place of discomfort, of which one of them is our ring general, who we've just seen lose to Ospreay, thus eliminating 2 stars from this Pink League. But yeah, this next bout is gonna be Shawn Michaels versus Gunther. A bit of a explosive bout there to round out this week's action. And I'm going to be honest. Looking at the rest of the matches today, the next bout after this, Samoa Joe, CM Punk, is an elimination battle. Joe loses, he is gone. The first man out of Green League. And a loss for Punk. A similar story, to be honest. He will be pretty much gone. The most points he can get to would be 8. Whereas we already have 5 stars past that point. So, strap on in, because it's time to get going with our second rotation of elimination battles. Kicking off with the man leading this Pink League and the man trying to survive. As we welcome first to the arena, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 227 pounds, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Currently in a battle for first, Michaels goes toe-to-toe tonight with Gunther to get to 15 to qualify for the pay-per-view. And this is the thing about this Pink League. 12 points. It's an interesting number with 4 people on that point. Michaels winning qualifies him. In fact, it qualifies everyone in this Pink League. It becomes then a battle for seeding if he wins this match. A loss and shit hits the fan, literally.
And his opponent, representing Imperium from Vienna, Austria, weighing in at 250 pounds, Gunther!
Simply put, a loss. And yeah, everything goes crazy. Because Gunther can tie several stars on 12 points. He is in with a chance here to qualify based purely on tiebreakers. And I need to properly calculate if he can still qualify based on tiebreaker ruling. Because if there's multiple stars on 12 points, it goes into a match and tiebreakers go out the window, and it is nutty. So, Gunther, his chances dwindling in his second to last match in this tournament. He needs to win tonight and then win against Kurt Angle to stay in with a shot of making it to the Showdown. We're underway, and this is what Gunther needs to do. He's working over Michaels here. The waist locking now to take down into the side headlock position, the side mount as well. Wrenching with the headlock applied. Michaels really being choked here. Gets back to a vertical base, breaks the hold Gunther has, and puts his own headlock on. The Heartbreak Kid, we know he is very good at pro wrestling. The former 2-time Undisputed World Heavyweight Champion here in IPW. And he's giving that moniker a really deserved feel here in this tournament. With how well he's performing. He's put certain stars in dangerous positions. But as it stands, he's realistically securing himself a very good position heading into the live event. A win today puts him on 15 points, and first place currently would be on lock. Tomorrow, we're going to see Jacob Angle, which is a nothing match really in this division, as it stands now anyway. But then on Monday, Michaels faces Angle. If Michaels wins, he's up to 18 if he wins both matches. That is first seed almost guaranteed there. In fact, it would be first seed guaranteed. Roman no longer has a chance to overtake. As the last few matches are surprisingly Kurt Angle, Gunther. We also have in there Randy versus Roman, never fucking mind. That's an impactful match. That's a seeding battle already. You already can kind of tell that. Because one of them will qualify off that match, in fact. That is a very important match. If Gunther still wins tonight and then wins against his final opponent, Kurt Angle. But yes, the power bomb comes through. Stacks up Michaels for the pin. A 2 count over the former champion. HBK avoids the charge through from Gunther. Tries to connect with a crossbody. Really just staggers Gunther, who comes back with a massive chop there. Punch to the back here from Gunther as Michaels avoids the next shot. Through with the back elbow comes Michaels as he pops up. Atomic drop. Scoop and a slam. And down goes Gunther. Michaels has him lined up. Through with that forearm again. He opts for the pin. Gunther in trouble. A 2 count there for Michaels. Gunther makes his way to his feet quickly, realizing the danger. He sensed that Michaels was closing in on victory. A leapfrog from Gunther, which is shocking to see. Aerial athleticism from the big man. But Gunther lining up some shots. This is the powerhouse game of the ring general. He's caught. Inverted DDT by Michaels, who's going to the corner and is tuning up the band. And Gunther's throat gonna be thwapped and snapping back as Michaels connects with sweet chin music. But it's not enough to pick up the victory as of yet. Still needs to do a little more. Maybe this is the more that's needed. Calls up Gunther, sends him running. Drop down. A leapfrog. And a kitchen sink later. Michaels opts for the pin. And maybe the win here. No. Nearly though. Gunther in trouble. Takes the back of Michaels. European uppercut to the back of the head. And then that Tyrannosaurus dropkick comes through. Tries to squash Michaels with his booty. Misses. Michaels to his feet. Slapping war begins, but Gunther resilient to that one. Brings Michaels back down to the mat. And Heartbreak Kid in trouble. As a combination of strikes comes through from Gunther, but he's caught. Michaels plants him in the corner. Up on top. Gunther fights off the grasp of Michaels. Comes through with a running STO. We realize just how important this match is. Realistically, both these men, but Gunther it matters more. Hooks up Michaels into the powerbomb, pretzels him into the pin. 1, looking for the win, and no, nearly getting it. A 2 count off that effort. How much more can Gunther give to pick up the victory? We'll have to see as a nip up from Michaels. Got caught though, and Gunther hooks him up again. The powerbomb connects. Gunther looking to stay alive, and no! Nearly enough, but he still can't get the job done. Shawn Michaels resilient beyond belief. The former world champion showing his worth as he could be locked in the walls of Jericho. Gunther has it in deep. Not going to wrench back far enough. The Boston Crab really just there to work over. Damage the legs of Michaels, who's back to a vertical base. Gunther could be in trouble. Could be going night-night. The chop through drops him. Michaels has Gunther up. Sit out powerbomb. Both men really trying to give it their all here. Stakes cannot be higher. Michaels sends Gunther into the corner. The X is up. It's time for a DX. Strike of success. Michaels connects with Larry in the corner. Opts for the pin. A quick kick out by the ring general. That was a wear down technique because the bandits retuned. And Michaels' thwapping kick connects for the second sweet chin music. But it's not enough. Again. Gunther surviving on pure instinct. But for how much longer? Michaels says it's enough. He realizes his job is done. Spear in the corner and then a few stomps as well. Getting Gunther back down to the mat. Michaels lines him up. Caught. Swirlied. Gunther has his chance to strike. The chop through and these two go toe to toe. Shot for shot. The slaps across the chest from both men. Michaels' shot got caught by Gunther in the early exchange. Michaels catches one of Gunther's and fires back harder. Gunther challenging Michaels to a strike battle even more. The knife edge chops coming out from both men. Their signature offense on display. And these two can't be separated in the strike battle. So why not tee off against one another? Sweet chin music misses. Michaels tried. He can't connect. He gets it this time and falls. Crawling into the cover. Going the long way round. Gunther. Seconds of reprieve. As Michaels can't get there. Won't opt for it. Instead, caught Gunther. Big time short arm lariat. Drops Michaels. And this could be a costly mistake. No, it's not though. It's not a costly mistake. Gunther now has Michaels for a third time. This time tossing Michaels down with a powerbomb. And that's a ball game. Gunther stays alive in this tournament. And we have to wait to see if he's still able to compete. Still a possibility for Gunther to make it to 12 points and now owning the tiebreaker over Shawn Michaels. Oh, it's close. It is very, very close here in the Pink League. I think Michaels effed it up really. After connecting with the Sweet Chin Music, failed to crawl into the pin. And that was costly. Because Gunther, on his kind of last breath in this bout, connected with that powerbomb and put an end to Shawn Michaels' night. It was a great matchup and very much a display of just how desperate these stars get in this situation. But with this loss for Michaels, top spot comes a little bit easier for Roman to secure. Or Randy. There's a lot of names still vying for that place, as we may end up with tiebreakers. Actually, we won't. We won't even need them for top spot. Unless everyone loses.
Here is your winner, Gunther!
If Roman and Randy tie, Michaels loses, we're not in need of tiebreak. We're in need of a tiebreaker between Roman and Randy. And I might have to put the fix in on that match to basically make it where countouts are legal. You can't be counted out. Ties cannot happen. That's probably what's going to end up happening in that bout if the points pile out as expected. But until that moment, until that very, very moment, what a performance by Gunther as we turn the attention to an elimination bout again. This time, it is the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion in trouble. Potentially, he could be going home first in the Green League. Failing to win against a rival of the past. A matchup from All in London. Punk's last AEW match. And it's happening right now. As we load into the underground. It's time to talk points in the Green League. As tonight, the champ walks a dangerous road.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Huntington Beach, California, weighing in at 282 pounds, the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion, the Samoan Joe!
A loss tonight for Joe in his final match. And while he's done ski in this tournament, the fact of the matter is, because of how close it is for the fourth spot, actually Joe is eliminated. I think. Don't see any more matches on the card for him. Oh no, he has one more against Kenny Omega. That's why. If Joe loses this, he's done. 6 points is not enough even if he does beat Omega. He needs the full 9 to really stand a chance. It's clobbering time though, here in the underground.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk!
In living color, Punk makes the long walk to the ring. He is in a similar boat to Joe. It's an elimination battle for him. A loss, and the max amount of points he can get to is 8. And 8, as we say, isn't 9. 9 is what's needed due to the fact Kenny Omega, AJ Styles, who has finished his run in the tournament, The Rock, the Demon as well, all have more than 8 points. And with this being such a crucial battle between these two stars, expectations have to be high. As Punk, his last match obviously will be against Bron Breakker. And if Breakker wins that match, he gets to 9 points. He'd be tied with AJ Styles. And then tiebreaker rules come in, and I don't know the tiebreaker result between Styles and Breakker off by hand. In fact, I do. Breakker won, so Breakker will qualify if it is a two-way tie for 4th spot. Breakker had the shot earlier, obviously, to qualify, eliminating AJ from the runnings. But that is not what we're here for. Obviously, right now, it's these two stars still in with a shot of making it to the showdown. Punk in the better standing compared to Joe, because it's a little easier, because Punk technically can get away with a count-out victory. He gets to 7, then wins his last match. He's on 10. That's more points than AJ. That is just how fortunate Punk has been with his results, that he was able to get more victories really in the running, because as of now, Samoa Joe's only win in this tournament was against Seth fucking Rollins. And since then, he's just not been able to do much. Rollins, obviously, he's still in with a chance of qualifying as well on 7 points. He won't be eliminated from the runnings until his final match against The Rock. So until that moment, we won't know who our top 4 will be. There's still that chance that AJ sneaks in, even without competing in the last 2 rounds of action. Meanwhile, the stars that are competing, we are seeing right now, their chance of qualification, it's hanging on a thread. As we know that in these sort of dire situations, the stars tend to pull out their bigger shots, just trying to injure their opponent, trying to take him out of action, and just trying realistically anything to muster up a victory. We know how good they are as wrestlers, but the fact of the matter is, it'll come down to the very last opportunity in some cases to determine who will make it. Right now, Punk and Joe in their elimination battle. If you look back to All In London and how that battle went, it was Punk on the day, a Pepsi plunge off the top rope, securing the victory. As this maneuver wasn't really effective. The GTS, again, not going to come into effect. Joe fights out of the hold. Causes a break with Punk. Punk, though, caught the atomic drop. Through with a big running boot, though. Joe over with the big boy sent on as well. That combination effective, that 2K comeback type maneuver. Joe lining up the shots, can't fully connect with them. As Punk fights him off, pushes him away. Up, over, Falcon Arrow connecting. Both men really giving it their all. Punk can't connect, went up top. Joe caught him off at the pass. The coquina clutch locked in. Joe trying to tap out Punk. Has it in deep, but Punk pushing off Joe. Breaks the hold. Caught though once he returned to his feet. And Joe goes for the pin. Look at the eyes of Punk closed. Could be asleep. Isn't though, as he's able to roll that shoulder up. Joe really trying to fight. But caught. Punk, Anaconda Vice locked in. Joe in trouble. Being wrenched on. The knees to the back of Punk. Causes separation. Joe has the back of Punk through with the lariat, the Rainmaker. Running the ropes up. Drops the elbow, misses though. Punk gets slowly back to his feet first. Now sends Joe running again. Tries to grab and can't do so. Joe instead takes control. Can't get him in the corner as Punk fights him off. Now Joe caught on the shoulders. Punk lining him up for the GTS. Into the pin falls Punk. And Joe, his night could be over. 1, 2, 3. No. The hand was slowly coming down for the 3. And it would be such a shock for the undisputed World Heavyweight Champion to be the first eliminated in this Green League. Everyone has stepped up far better than he has. And it's shocking just to see the results. Like, even the Demon doing better. But Joe hooks up Punk. Up on his shoulder. Slams him down. Busts open Punk as well. And Joe now again. The coquina clutch locked in. Our referee getting a nice look at their ass. But he does spot the tap. And Joe stays alive, eliminating Punk in the process. A massive victory for the champ here tonight. This could be his resurgence into the tournament that he has needed as he eliminates CM Punk from the standings. A very close battle though. Punk did throw some heavy shots, but they weren't heavy enough. And now, sent packing from the tournament. He does have one more match to play his part in. Against Bron Breakker. And we know the odds on that one already. We know what could happen there. Breakker winning would eliminate Samoa Joe, I believe. But we'd all have to see just how this tournament will wrap up. Joe's last match, obviously, against the Cleaner.
Here is your winner, the Samoan Joe!
In 3 days' time, Wednesday, for that one. Features a match of the week as well between Mandy Rose and Nia Jax. But speaking of Nia Jax, she is in our next bout against La Premiera. This bout's interesting, as it has the potential to cause some chaos. A win for Stephanie, and she takes control of this division. A win for Jax. And top 3 becomes almost a lock. I think that this match also has some potential to cause upsets with certain women. I believe that if I'm correct, I am not correct. Oh, that's actually pretty interesting. So top 4 is not guaranteed for Chelsea, for Nia if she wins. If Vakir wins, I believe she is qualified fully to the live event. Like, no one can overtake her. And she is the first qualified in this division, which is nuts to say. Because just how dope this tournament has been for the Gold League. Having someone finally qualified would be honestly a breath of fresh air for me, to be honest. But we're not there yet. We still have a long way to go. But that long way is getting closer and closer. We'll probably know by Monday some of the stars eliminated. So let's enter this one. I clicked that button too early. There you go. And away we go. A co-main event here for our second rotation bout as La Primiera makes her way out to the arena.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from San Fernando, Chile, Stephanie
Vakir tonight faces Jax. In her Thursday bout, she will go up against Chelsea Green. Now, as the standings hold out, a win in either of the matches and she's qualified. Liv Morgan, obviously still battling alongside her for top spot. A win tomorrow for Liv. She gets 15 points. It's not impossible for Stephanie to overtake her, because she still can. However, a loss for Stephanie tonight would give Liv advantage. If she wins tomorrow, Liv wins tomorrow, I should say, she is guaranteed first. Jax, on the other hand, we know.
and her opponent from San Diego, California, Nia Jax.
In need of a victory here, actually. This is not her last match in this tournament. A win would give her such a good place in the rankings. 11 points to her name. And I believe that would eliminate certain stars from the running. No, it doesn't. This has no elimination clause on it just yet, by the way. It's more so qualification for certain stars as we get underway. A glazing blow out from Nia to kick us off. But yeah, we talk about qualified stars in this tournament. This Gold League, having only just eliminated its first star in Mandy Rose from its running. The fact of the matter is, it has been a very good kind of a testament to just how solid our IPW wrestlers are. The fact that this division was pretty much built with little to no champions in IPW. And it stayed this close throughout it all. It has been phenomenal to watch, as results have just been hard to predict. We are seeing just the potential for upsets to happen as Jax locks in the torture rack. Vakir delivering elbows to the jaw of Jax to break it. Nia fighting, just taking away the base of Stephanie. Vakir, you have to feel, really needs to kind of step up here to deal with a much larger opponent. Jax, we know, tends to have very prolific offense and just that ability to shake off shots in the early going, as we're seeing right now. Military press position. Jax caught. Roll-up attempt here. Vakir trying to sneak it. One. The position reversed. And again. 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 This time, Stephanie opts to kick out and not reverse the position. And she's punished with it, a fall away, a world's strongest slam. Due to that mistake, as the heavy breathing comes through, Jax calling for a shot here. Tries to drop the leg. My hole hurts. Caught. Float over DDT. Vakir striking true. Jax crawls to the corner. Bad mistake. The Meteora connects. Thrown out. La Premiera into the cover. 1, 2. A big kick out from Jax to stay alive. Vakir. Striking true. The side Russian leg sweep. Brings Jax down and now hooks her up. Nice European uppercut to the back of the head. But she's caught by just a charging through Jax. That signature charge of the irresistible force certainly does set up for some prolific offense. The knee connects. And add in the elbow for good measure. Jax is tearing apart Stephanie here. The offense has just been too much to handle. She is just beating her the hell up. Jax lining up Vakir for something. Sends her running. Up and over. Vakir catches her. Hooks her up for the SVB. Connecting and into the pin. Jax's night could be done and dusted. But she forces Stephanie off of her. Vakir may have been looking devil's kiss. Can't connect instead. Pounced on. Jax just using her weight, her position to just yeet Vakir down. Gonna cheat here a little bit using the ropes. The referee spots it. Stops the count. And now Stephanie busted open in the corner. Put on top. And Jax gonna join her up there. What is Jax thinking of? Onto the back. Don't do it from up there. Avalanche Samoan drop from Nia. But it's no sold. Stephanie back to her feet. Back in the corner. And again, Jax the headbutt. Drags Stephanie out. Up to the second rope. And I think we know what's coming. Annihilator. Vakir has been annihilated. No, not annihilated just yet. Staying alive. Still. Forces Jax back down to the mat. Stephanie fighting with all she's got. Can't connect with a strike though as Jax. This is costly for Vakir. Catches her and brings her down. Sit out powerbomb. Planting Vakir in the mat. Drops the elbow as well. Stephanie feeling the wrath of the irresistible force, who is starting to just destroy. Uncontrollable, irresistible explosivity. And Jax is getting to that point where she is gonna well and truly win this match. She's becoming undeniable. Stephanie, we know she can do it. Grabs a hold of Vakir, trying to pick her up, can't do so. Too strong is Jax as she hooks her up to the powerbomb. Drops one leg and brings her down, crumples her up. Once again, this is a pinfall attempt for the win. And no. Big kick out from Stephanie to stay alive. But she could be in danger. Jax calls her up. But Jax caught. Stephanie firing back with some big shots. But can't connect. Again, she's trying to lift such a bigger woman. It becomes impossible. You need to resort to strikes to just wear down Jax, bring her to a position where you can lift her. Or hell, don't even try to lift her. Just throw your body at her and maybe that'll be enough. But Jax opting for a count out here. Bear in mind, a win for Stephanie qualifies her to the Showdown. A win for Jax doesn't do the same thing. Stephanie caught. Jax sends her into the corner. Uh-oh. I think we know what's coming. That same maneuver we saw several minutes ago. Stephanie again on the shoulders of Jax. An avalanche Samoan drop again. You can see the pain that Vakir's in. She's could be feeling the wrath of Nia. Hooked up. No. A kick from Stephanie. Breaks it. Stephanie tries to go for a cutter. Can't do so. Jax hooks her up. Brings her up to the shoulders. Drills her shoulder into the knee. And now Stephanie, roll-up attempt. Looking to sneak it here. One. No, not even that. The kick connects. Vakir hooks her up. SVB connecting. Jax in trouble. 1, 2. No. So gnarly. The W for Stephanie. Connecting with that SVB a second time, but it's just not enough. Jax too strong. And this maneuver, we've seen it before. It destroys people's lives. And it does it again, I feel, as Jax is victorious. Nia makes Stephanie wait a little bit longer to qualify for the tournament. But with that win, Nia actually usurps Stephanie in the rankings, taking second in this division. That is such a hefty win for Nia to keep her chances of a top seed alive. She's really hoping Morgan does not win tomorrow. A win for Liv is a win for her in taking top spot, as Stephanie can no longer overtake her. Liv in the best place, the best position to secure top spot. And with the match against Mercedes Moné being an elimination bout for Moné, oh, we could be closing in on the ending of this Gold League. But yes, as we continue to watch these replays pan out, it was so close between these two women. And I mean, realistically, you have to say good fortitude here from Vakir to stay alive. But if these points stay the way they are, we will be getting a replay, a rematch, I should say, between these two stars in the Showdown opening round. And the fact that we saw some heavy shots landing from both, chances are this match will go either way at the show. But we won't know if that is true until it is true.
Here is your winner, Nia Jax.
Seeding is not locked just yet in the Gold League. But a matchup that does have elimination written all over it. It's the woman who's surging in the in the Teal League, Lyra Valkyria. She goes toe to toe with Julia. And this one, folks, is an elimination battle. Julia looking to do better than Roxanne and stay alive in this tournament. Meanwhile, Lyra, all she has to do is win, 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 and she makes it. This battle, it's a big one. So much at stake for both these women. But who will stay alive as this Teal League? It's so close. We'll talk properly about the odds in a moment's time, but it's a big bout. Our main event, Julia versus Lyra Valkyria, coming to you right now. So, let's talk positions in this division. Julia currently sat on 3 points. A win tonight and a win next week against Natalia. Beautiful Madness gets to 9 points.
Is scheduled for one fall, making her way to the ring from Tokyo, Japan, Julia.
Simply put, Natalia, a win tomorrow for her. And this division eliminates Julia from potentially the running if she is able to win tonight. Io Sky, obviously another star in that pecking order for qualification. She has to go up against Jasmine Nix. Interestingly, both Natalia and Io have to face Jasmine Nix. And Io's, if she wins, she gets to 12. She is in top 4, guaranteed. We already know that McCool, Fallon, Henley both qualified after today's matchup, where Henley qualified and eliminated Roxanne Perez. Julia needs to be victorious tonight, as does Lyra. Woo! 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 But can Lyra do it? Keep her hopes of qualification alive. The chance tonight to get to 10 points and do it.
From Dublin, Ireland, Lyra Valkyria.
This is Lyra's second to last match in the tournament. Her last one on Thursday against Roxanne. Woo! 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 And 2 wins will do it. She'll reach 13 points. That's the big cutoff point you really need to get to. My hopes, obviously, as I've said throughout the night, is Lyra qualifying for the Showdown. She deserves to be there, considering how good her performances have been against the undisputed champions But as these two women square off, expectations on a clean match and just an epic main event. Starts us off with waist control over Lyra Valkyria. Valkyria caught. Roll-up attempt here from Julia. Remember, all that's needed is a 3-point win to keep their hopes alive for both women. Schoolgirl here from Julia. Backslide from Julia. Unable to get the pin, as that's a big knockout right. Brings and drops Lyra back to the mat. Nice cross body from Valkyria. These two evenly matched in terms of their wrestling prowess, their accolades in WWE. Lyra, the former Intercontinental Champion. Julia, the current US Champion. Both former NXT Women's Champions. Valkyria, the shock upset wins against Becky Lynch as well to get to that point. So these two tie up here again. And this time Lyra gets the better of Julia with the side headlock position. Julia just sweeps the leg out from underneath Valkyria. Tries to connect, the punches come through. Sends, no reversal of position. Lyra Irish whipping Julia into the ropes. Julia catches it. Now striking back. Has the double unhook up and over. The suplex toss onto Julia. From Julia. Now sends Lyra running. A big time boot from the beautiful Madness connecting. As she begins to strike true. Just pummeling Lyra here. Hooks her up. Half and half up onto the shoulders. Spinning around and slams her down into the pin. She goes. 1, 2. No. Not enough just yet for the victory. But the pressure being felt. The big knee connects. And it's just a slingshot of the head into the canvas. Julia unable to pick up the victory just yet, though. She keeps the pressure on. Lyra tries to connect with the spinning heel kick. The headbutt from Julia connects, though. Both women giving it their all. Lyra fires back, hooks Julia up, and brings her down. Northern Lights. Bruster. Drills her into the mat. Taste of Julia's own medicine there by Valkyria. Can't finish up the combo. Julia hooks up Valkyria. Hammerlock suplexes her. And the beautiful Madness feeling herself. These two, you have to feel always there to give you instant classics. As Valkyria takes the back, Julia fights her off, takes the back of Lyra. Inverted, no, not the inverted DDT just yet. There we go. The knees to the back before it. To set up Valkyria for some potential failure. Nice around the world with that head scissor takedown by Julia. As these two jockeying for position. Valkyria with a combo. The palm strikes effective, and then the follow-up kicks, and then a third. Puts Julia in the corner, and the birds are starting to fly. They're being let loose. Lyra into the pin. Looking for the win. Gets the one. But the birds, they're here. They're soaring. German suplex. Julia nips back up immediately, but caught, DDT'd, planted into the mat. Lyra heads up top. Searching for the strike. The frog splash misses. Julia catches her off guard. Chop over the top, dropping Lyra. And Valkyria crawls to the corner. Wounded. Beaten. Julia applying so much pressure. Keeping Valkyria down. Looking to strike. Calling her shot. Up and through. Tries to connect with the running knee. Lyra catches her and now unleashes a comeback. The 2K comeback of dreams. And Valkyria. She knows what she must do. The spinning heel kick to the back of the head and she crawls into the cover. 1, 2. So nearly it. But I think we know what must come next. Valkyria needs to strike true. The birds need to be let loose, the scoop and the slam. Don't go for the pin. Instead, head up top and fly. Soar like the eagle you are. Up and down with the executioner's leg drop. Guillotining the skull of Julia into the mat. Down and out. Not out just yet. A 2 count. Lyra's so close to being in at the showdown. It is almost coming true. A combo of shots coming through. Julia rattled. Lyra heads up top again. Valkyria gets froggy, misses once more. Julia cannot allow that strike to connect. Sends her into the corner, knees up from Lyra, forces the break, but Julia hooks her up and catches her down with the brain buster into the pin. The beautiful madness thinks she's done it, but no. A near fall. Lyra somehow surviving on pure grit. The resiliency needed to stay in this tournament. Julia is almost a menace to society that Lyra cannot deal with. Opts for the cover. Julia could be done. Kick to the back, damaging the spine. No, not enough though. Look at the welts on the back of Lyra's spine as well. Across the shoulder blades. Certainly feeling the impact that Julia has given her. As Valkyria sends Julia running. Tries to connect, but knee from Julia dissuades any more offense. And now up, spinning out, slamming down Lyra. Julia setting up for something. Heads up top. Calls Valkyria up. What could she be thinking? It's a big time fist, that's what. It's purely connecting to the skull of Valkyria, and this has just been brutal. Julia's stepped up considerably in this match. Can't connect though with that basement dropkick, and now Lyra sets her up. I think it's time to put an end to it. Onto the shoulders and driven into the mat with Nightwing. Plants her down, and this should be it. Woo! Valkyria victorious. And that is a massive victory, eliminating Julia from the runnings. Valkyria, she stays alive in this tournament. The third woman to break the 10-point mark. And with one bout remaining against Roxanne Perez. And 2 other women really chasing her down. There is still a chance, well, 3 women still able to catch her. Qualification is not over for Lyra. one more match next week against Roxanne, and she'll be there. She must win it. But Jasmine Nix tomorrow night has that chance to keep the run of form and potentially put Natalia's run in jeopardy. That could be a massive bout that we will see tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow's matches in a moment's time. I'm not going to throw the graphics up because I haven't got them prepared. But what a great showing tonight from these stars of IPW.
Here is your winner, Lyra Valkyria.
Once again, a great performance from Lyra, surviving a very game Julia tonight. And commiserations to Julia, falling short in qualification. But we still have many matches left as we enter the final week. Hi, it's me. Let's discuss what you're getting yourselves into in week 4 of the road to the Showdown. It's a big one, a big night, especially considering some of the circumstances we've got. The opener to the show sees The Rock go toe-to-toe with Kenny Omega, and that match is a battle at the top. A win for Kenny takes him up to 12, closing that gap ever more with The Rock. That 6-point swing match that we've got there. After that, Natalya faces Jasmine Nix. If Nix loses, her run to the Showdown ends. A win for Jasmine and shit hits the fan for that Teal League. After that, Jacob Fatu, Kurt Angle. It's a nothing match, but it's kind of what we call a bout for pride, a bout for really just proving your worth. Kurt Angle, we know, is only on 1 point. He needs a few more, really, to be considered worth of adding into this tournament, because as it stands, the King of the Underground's really just a flop on the main scene. And lastly, the final bout of the evening is an elimination and qualification bout. Liv Morgan, a win. She's there. She's at the Showdown. And a win would also eliminate Mercedes Moné from qualification. Moné currently on 6 points. She needs to win both matches to get to 12 and staying with a chance of qualifying. But yeah, an epic night of action tomorrow. 5 p.m. 6:30, sorry, I should say, ish, for the start time. But as we round out tonight's action, a great show as always. I've enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed it. 8 bouts in total we've covered. A lot of eliminations. A couple of qualifiers as well. It's been epic. Thanks for joining me. Imagine, though, if Gunther lost both matches, we would know everyone qualified in the Pink League, but no. We've got to wait on that regard. And I'll see you guys, though, tomorrow for the next rotation of bouts. Peace out.